Hey everybody, this is Max Showman. I hope you're all doing well. What I'm going to do today is run you through some of the things that I've come across this semester that I'm going to add into my classroom, being a new teacher, and getting to figure out and find new ways to involve tech into the classroom has been just an incredible experience for me this semester, and I think that this is one of my classes that I feel definitely has helped me the most so far in finding new ways to add things into my classroom and being able to feel comfortable making new lesson plans and really jumping in 2 feet into this master's program. So the first thing I want to talk about is serious games. In the first week, we ran through some serious games. I did one with the McDonald's video game, and I also did the Third World Farmer. I thought both these games were great, eye-opening games. I've actually never played a serious game before, so it really was eye-opening. I didn't know what to expect going into it, but after I was finished, I really could see where the learning points were, and it really did make me think about uh, different aspects of how much goes into running a McDonald's and how much goes into living in a third world country and trying to survive and make the correct decisions. So I thought that was a very humbling experience playing these games, and I think that adding these into the classroom will really engage my students and help me to teach them uh, in an engaging way that'll help them to learn more about certain situations and put them into you know different life experiences over through technology. I thought that's a pretty cool idea, and I think that serious games can really help students to grow in the classroom. Obviously, it's going to take a lot of studying and a lot of choosing the right games to fit into what you're teaching, but if you do find the right ones, I really think that it can make a huge difference in the way students learn and engage them in a very good way. The next thing I did was graphic design. I wanted to do graphic design because I think it can be a fun icebreaker for students, and it also is very beneficial for their creativity and technology knowledge. Um, it's called Be Funky. That's the website I used for this. I chose to use this for my graphic design idea because honestly, I'd never heard of it, and it gives many templates and fun ways to customize different graphic ideas. And it's very easy to use, so students can have an easy way to explore their creativity and explore different graphic design ideas. It really is. What I really want to do is implement Be Funky by doing an icebreaker to start with, and just like I did in this picture, kind of like a four pictures that describe me type way. I think that's a great idea to engage students in a way to show everyone about themselves and be able to use technology to do it. I think that's kind of a cool, engaging way to do an icebreaker to start out. And I thought it was also a good idea to have students give students the power to choose what kind of graphics they want to create and how they think uh, different companies can use these graphics as well. So that's another assignment I thought of doing graphic design. I think that using graphic design, I know I used it in college a few times to create different marketing schemes for different companies, and it definitely was. You have to do your research and you have to know a little bit about different technologies to use to create this graphic model. So I think that's cool for students, and I think it's an engaging way to help them learn more about technology and be creative and get their minds flowing and how they can use this graphic design to not only do an icebreaker but to help companies market their products and help get their name out. So I thought that was a cool idea as well, and that's how I'm going to implement the graphic design into my classroom after I graduate. The infographic, I use Canva. I've used Canva before. I thought, infographics are great. I've done infographics many times throughout my career as a student, and I'm definitely going to use those and utilize those as a teacher as well. I think Canva is a great, easy way for students to be able to get their infographics out and get the correct info out in a fun, you know, eye eye engaging way. I think Canva does a great job at giving different options for students and making it not too difficult for them to figure out how to use it. I know that's steered me away in a few different websites where it's so hard to use and find things, and it's easy to start thinking, okay, what else can I use instead of, all right, how can I use this product? So I think Canva does a great job at being able to easily find and easily put together infographics and get information put on a page with cool graphics as well. That's definitely something that I will be using moving forward, and I already knew I would be using this, but what I learned obviously in this session with different teachers that have been teaching for so long, that I guess Canva is free for educators. So I didn't know that, and that's another reason why I went with Canva, just because I definitely want to be able to use and utilize their product without paying money for it, obviously. So I thought that was pretty cool, and that's another reason I went with Canva, just because that's something I'm going to utilize for sure as an educator. Video conferencing. I've used video conferencing as one of my uh, tech adventures, just because I think, especially with COVID going on, um, we dove into using Zoom or using uh, different video conferencing apps, and I've used Zoom and I've used Microsoft and um, different different apps and so on for different classes, and they all were similar to me and definitely all did the right job. But I wanted to find something a little different and kind of branch out and see what was out there. And my research brought me across Cisco WebEx, which Cisco is obviously a huge business related company. So this wasn't meant for education, but actually turns out is a great way for educators to be able to video chat with their students. My first idea is to be able to, with video conferencing, is to never be able to miss a day of learning by having students create an account. That way, if a snow day occurs or some other circumstance, water main break, or anything like that, we can still have class and we can still learn that day. That's going to help students not fall behind. Obviously, it's going to bother students not having a day off, but it also helped them to be able to not fall behind in the class and not be able to be rushed at the end of class trying to get things done. So I think that was a good idea. And my second idea using Cisco WebEx is being able to combine classrooms uh, with each other. Students could stay in their classrooms and connect to another classroom that are learning the same content. This would be obviously a cool way for students to get to learn from different teachers and see different aspects of the same content and hear questions that pop up in other classrooms that they may not get to hear otherwise. I thought that would be a cool idea to use Cisco WebEx in the classroom. It also could help teachers learn different perspectives on the content and new ways to implement the content into the class by getting to see other teachers teach. With the pandemic ending, these video conferencing websites won't be utilized in the classroom as much, I'm assuming, but there are still very unique ways that we can implement them into the classroom and be able to use these video conferencing websites for our advantage in the classroom and get to spread the love across different classrooms and learn from not only me as an educator, but the educator down the hall doing the same content. And I thought that would be a cool, unique idea how to use video conferencing. So my digital adventures, um, I thought these were great, and it definitely helped with our last project there, creating that technology toolbox. Um, these were definitely so helpful for me. Digital adventures in the toolbox really spark some ways I can start using different technologies in the classroom. And not only I'm going into special education, so not only in a special education sense, but I can, get a sense of how to use them in every different way in science, math, English, social studies. And I thought that was just such a cool idea. I thought this assignment that Alan gave us was really, really helpful for me. Not teaching before and being able to be confident in bringing technology into the classroom and having different ideas to bring them in. Kahoot, we all know what Kahoot is. Being able to obviously quiz our students before tests and bring up different assignments on Kahoot, play games, and a lot of these different websites and different apps do similar things, but in their own unique way. So I think it's a pretty um, cool way to see the toolbox and what apps might work to your advantage a little more than the others, and what might work in certain classrooms better than others. So, I mean, I ended up doing Edmodo, Flipgrid, Storybird, Kahoot, and a few other ones, and I added a few also into the tech toolbox, and I think that um, throughout my career, I'll be looking back at these and definitely implementing them into my classrooms in their own unique way. And I thought overall, this class has been so helpful in finding new ways to implement activities into the classroom and be able to learn with technology. And I think that's the way that our world is moving towards. So um, I think that being able to do this, especially right now, moving into a classroom as an educator, it's so valuable to know different technologies and to understand how to implement it. And I really, really enjoyed getting ideas from all of you, uh, all of my classmates, all of you guys, and Alan, Professor Allen, and getting different ideas from all of you guys in our discussions on how we're going to implement these things into our classroom. And I really do think it's going to help our students grow, and I think it's going to help us grow as teachers and be able to teach more efficiently. And I'm very excited to see where these digital adventures take me next. I'm definitely not stopping here. I'm going to keep moving forward with them and learn more about how to create my own educational games and be able to implement them into my own classroom. So I'm very excited to move forward with technology and how to implement it. And I'm thankful for the opportunity to get to somewhat meet all of you guys and get to understand how to implement technology in the classroom a little better. So I appreciate all your time, and I will hopefully talk to you guys down the road. Thanks.